These are the times that try men, right? These are the moments that greatness is born from. Unless, of course, you're a Philadelphia Phillies fan or a member of the Philadelphia Phillies. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Phightins Phinal here on the Edge of Philly Sports Network with your boy Matty B on this Saturday evening in mid-September. And yeah, it is what it is. Phillies fall tonight, 4-3 to the Braves, and continue to scuttle in the most biggest of stages of the season up to this point because it is baseball of the playoff variety right now, and the Phillies are coming up extremely short. And where do I start? I mean, there's been some. I was kind of checking in on the Twitterverse throughout the night, and a lot of angst towards Aaron Nola and his pitching effort tonight. Listen, Nola pitched okay. Nola pitched 7 strong, struck out 8, gave up 1 home run. That should be enough in order to put your team in a position to win this game. Uh, he had nothing to do with what was happening on the plate for the Phillies, but that has been the Achilles heel for this team all season long. The big power bats of Kyle Schwarber and Nick Castellanos have largely been a disappointment this season for us folks. And tonight they continuously they came up small yet again. Granted, old Nicky Bats is not in the lineup anymore. He's dealing with an injury. Kyle Schwarber, hacking his way to a 1-for-5 night again in the leadoff spot, which is just madness at this point that he is still leading off for this baseball club. The Phillies fail yet again to get runners over, to get runners in epic proportions. They left 8 on base tonight. They left 6 in scoring position. It's the same story we've been talking since April, and now here we are in mid-September, where you can't hide from it. Now you're here where you got to deal with it, where you got to kind of put your money or your chips on the table. And right now, the Phillies are just not a good, complete offensive baseball club, and that is pretty much all I can say about that. There is no sugarcoating it. Don't give me the Kyle Schwarber is what he is. He hits home runs, and that's who he is. I understand that, but what the hell is he doing leading off? He is not a leadoff hitter in any galaxy, and I don't want to hear, well, that's where he feels comfortable. I don't care because he's not producing there. You don't lead him off. You put him down in the lineup, or you sit his ass down because he's not doing anything offensively sustainable for this ball club. Alec Bohm kind of scuffling a little bit. JT, some stat I heard, he is over his last 17 in Atlanta. That's not going to get us a world championship, folks. It's not. That's just not going to get it done. Aaron Nola pitched okay. I will take the performance that Aaron Nola gave us tonight. I'll take it any day of the week because it was a quality start. It was quality. Was dominant? No. But it was quality. And yet we failed to give him runs. And it's not an unfamiliar story. It's the same story that we've been talking since April, and it's becoming tiresome, to say the least, man. God damn. Steven checks up. Let's not maybe use Nick Nelson and high leverage when the game is still close. Steven, here's the thing. Okay, Nick Nelson be damned. I got you. I agree 100% with you. But once again, Nick Nelson's not at the plate trying to drive runners in. Nick Nelson's not at the plate striking out in high leverage situations with the bases loaded or runners in second and third. He's not. Nick Nelson is being put in a situation because his offense is just not allowing the Phillies to get any kind of distance or cushion or doing their job. I understand and I agree with you. Nick Nelson does not belong in any kind of 7th or 8th inning situation. I don't know what they're doing with that. Rob Thompson is coming up small as the Phillies manager over the past 2.5 weeks since that Pirates game. Since that Pirates game in Philadelphia where they were shut out 5-0, where they've gone now 8-10 since then, Rob Thompson has come up small as the manager of this ball club, and there's just really no other way to say it. Yeah, I mean, I got nothing for that right now. I got nothing for it. I got to ride on that. I gotta fall on that sword because we're what, mid-October now and we're into the NLDS. I mean, what are you talking about, Serdar? It's September still. A lot of October hasn't been written, not even for a minute yet. So you can talk all you want about the regular season, and I have nothing, absolutely nothing to say to the contrary, you're right. The Phillies are a second-tier offensive team right now. They are. And even with the big signings of Schwarber and Nick Castellanos, it's just not working offensively. This team is not a complete offensive team. And right now, if you're to ask me, I think they're going to make the playoffs. I mean, I do, but they're not going to be nothing but a road bump or a speed bump in the playoffs for somebody. That's all they are. They're going to be a tune-up. They're going to be a spring training in the playoffs for somebody as they move on to the second round. I agree with you right now. Offensively, this team is second tier. I'll 100% agree to that. Drove in all 4 runs. He robbed the Phillies of another. Yeah, he did. But Sean, I'm not. We have a Ronald Acuna Jr. on every team we face. If it's not Acuna on the Braves, it's Dela Cruz from the Marlins. If it's not Dela Cruz from the Marlins, who is it? There's an Acuna on every team that we have to deal with. And yeah, he was huge tonight. He was huge last night too. I got that. But it does not account for the 9 at-bats the Phillies offense have had all this game and could not get more than 3 runs. That is what is frustrating me to no end, Sean. I understand the Acuna Jr. thing. He was dominant. He's a force, especially against the Phillies. But the Phillies have an Acuna on every team that they oppose. We got to do better. We got to be a better complete team, and we're not right now. And it's frustrating to watch 145 games now of the same friggin' thing. Coming up small in big running opportunities, not being able to drive in runners home when they're in scoring position, having that second and third with 1 out, and then somebody strikes out, and then the next batter grounds out. It is so tiresome to watch. Just had it, man. Had it. Okay. I don't even. I have nothing to say to that, man. The Mets are not an elite team. They're not. The Mets are not an elite team. I don't care that they came back a little. They lost. So the Braves come back yesterday. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Walter. I feel your frustration, man. And right now, if I ask the Phillies fans out there, or anybody really, do you have confidence in this team offensively going into the playoffs that they could come back in a game, or could they even hold their own in a game against, say, the Braves or the Mets in the first round? Could they do that offensively? And I think the answer over a span of 3 games, I think the answer to that is right now, no. Something needs to be done. Something needs to change in this lineup. Kyle Schwarber, can we start with Kyle Schwarber? I'm so tired of saying this. Can we move Kyle Schwarber down just for one night? Throw old Matty B a bone there, Mr. Thompson. Put him down in like 6 or 7 for one game. I don't know, just to see how it works out. Because right now, what you're doing, it's the same lineup every friggin' night. It's a goddamn joke. He's a joke as a hitter. He's a joke, absolute joke. He has no idea about hitting mechanics. He's home run or nothing. It is pathetic that he is our leadoff hitter. And I don't care if it's 2022. It's still pathetic. It's embarrassing that this is our leadoff hitter. 1 for 5 tonight. 1 for fucking 5 for Kyle Schwarber. I've had it, man. I've had it. I've had it. I've had it. I mentioned I've had it. Yeah, but why not? Right, Sean? Just for one night, man. Throw us a bone. Let's just see, or one series. Let's talk the Toronto series, right? Let's just see. It's against the American League. It really doesn't matter. Let's just see. I don't know, man. Let's just see. The Phillies got perfect game 0-9 for the first 3 innings, the last 2 games. Yeah. How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel that we are 2.5 or so weeks away from the playoffs, and this is what we're talking about? The same thing with this offense that we've been talking since April. Their inability to get the runners in. They hit the ball left and right. They do hit. I'm not going to sit here and say that. I think the team has close to 1,200 hits for the season. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they don't hit. But there's just way too many people being left on base and way too many people striking out for this team. That, to me, is just not going to. I just can't. I can't deal with it, man. I can't sit here anymore. But I'm not. The dream ain't dead, man. I still think the Phillies are going to win the division. Yeah, I'm going to ride that thing till it's mathematically impossible, which I know that's coming. But it's not that they're struggling. It's that I don't see any kind of. I don't see any kind of significant changes coming. I don't see Rob Thompson wanting to change it. I see Rob Thompson riding this thing down to the grave, and that's what's really more frustrating. Is that He doesn't even want to try it. I mean, what's he do? He toys around with Alec Boehm and Gene Segura, moving them up and down from 2 to 6. I mean, come on, man. Why don't we make some wholesale changes in that lineup? Change the entire top of the order just for one game. Just change it for one friggin' game. Just to see what's up. We don't know because we haven't tried it. Let's try it. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Sean says he wants to see Trey Turner next year, a new leadoff hitter. He wasn't to come back to the East. Yeah, I've been banging that drum all season too there, Sean. I definitely would love to see Trey Turner wearing red pinstripes next season. He could be our new second baseman, or no, our new shortstop, and then lead him off. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, Dave, they are, but so is every other bullpen, and so is every other starting rotation. It all comes down right now to the Phillies, at least, is their inability to be offensively consistent. That's the end of the story. Their pitching is still decent enough. They are one of the better pitching teams in majors. Their bullpen is still up there in the top 10 in Major League Baseball. It is not, of course, it's mid-September, for God's sakes. I got you. But we're just not getting any help from the offense on a consistent basis. We'll go out tomorrow and score 15 runs, and then over the next 8 games, we'll score we'll score nothing more than 4. We need consistency from our offense to help take the pressure off the bullpen, to help take the pressure off our starting rotation. There's no getting around the fact that everybody's fatigued. It's mid-September. It is what it is. It's the tail end of the season. This is what it's all about. But I can't. This offense is so frustrating to me, and I honestly in March did not think that I'd be going down this road again this year after the big time signings. And largely, I'm here to tell you, regardless of what happens from this point forward, with the exception of them winning the overall series, it was right now, it's a mistake. The 2 signings of Schwarber and Castellanos. It's a mistake. And I don't want to. Don't throw me the 37 home run crap. It hasn't meant absolutely nothing for this team's offensive consistency this year. The guy is a joke as a leadoff hitter. He's a joke as a hitter. Schwarber is. Castellanos is hurt. Wasn't doing crap before he got hurt. Rhys Hoskins is hurt. Wasn't doing crap before he got hurt. The bullpen is fatigued. The starting rotation is fatigued. The offense has not done nothing for us this season to keep us consistent. Harper got a double and scored. Time for him to get. Okay, I'm ready, Walter. I've been ready since he came back, and largely, he also came up pretty small with the bases loaded. So, and that was I got it. It was the play that Acuna made, but still, it didn't fall. He won't. He hit 1 home run once he's come back from the IL? What has happened to Harper? I mean, is he on the same line as the others? It's just this. It's the offense, man. I can't stress it enough, brother. It's the offense. I can't do it. I disagree. Al, I disagree. Are they nervous playing the Braves and Mets? They seem kind of hesitant. I disagree. Again, I cite this since the Pirate game, which was the final game of the last major homestand before they went to the desert, before they went to San Francisco and had all those games. The Phillies have gone 8-10 over that stretch of 18 games. 8-10, and they played the Braves twice in that span. So I'm not doing that. I'm not going to say that they're scared or they're hesitant. Al, I'm not going there. It's the same damn recipe all season long with this team, and I'm going to throw out some numbers as I do. And I know you guys who have listened to the show over the last 6 months already know these numbers, but they're astonishing to me. So I disagree with you, Al. I do. I disagree. They aren't nervous playing them. Our bats never come to life every time we face these 2 teams. Yeah, again, it's easy to pinpoint the Braves and Mets. When you're 4-15 against the Mets, and then right now they're 6-8 against the Braves. It's easy to pinpoint these 2 teams, but I cite the last 18 games. We played the Braves twice in that span, and we're 8-10 in those 18 games against the likes of the Pirates, the Diamondbacks, the Giants, the Marlins, and the Nationals. So I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And we went out and got big time contributors. We went out and signed the Kyle Schwarbers, who's been to a World Series, and I think he won it with the Cubs. Nick Castellanos, who's been through the fire. Rhys Hoskins, who's he's what it is. Bryce Harper, 2-time defending or 2-time NL MVP. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. It's like trying to sell me that Howie Roseman's a good GM. I'm just not buying it, man. I'm not buying it because I can see with my own eyes. All right. It, it's just it's frustrating. It's frustrating. If I mention it's frustrating, no, let's go to the line. So the Phillies would finish with 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors. The Braves have 4 runs, 8 hits, and an error. The first game, an error for the Braves tonight. Just a little side note there: the Phillies have not committed an error in the last 8 games. That's right, folks. 8 games without an error. I would definitely have to say that part of their game has been fixed or somewhat tweaked in the most positive way. So Rob Thompson gets kudos for that. As far as how the scoring went down there in Atlanta. Yeah, Ronald Acuna with the big home run there in the bottom of the third to make it 2-0. Braves scoring Ozzy Albies, but he got hurt at one point, sliding into a base later on the game. He had to leave the game with a broken finger, I believe they reported. But the Braves were up 2-0 at this point. Then Acuna, the Ronald Acuna Jr. show against the Phillies would double in William Contreras and Albies in the 4th inning to make it 4-0 Braves. And then, you kind of started feeling it. And I know I did that. Yeah, okay, this is the Aaron Nola, September Swoon, Aaron Nola. We're going to blah, 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 blah. But you know what? Nola, that was it. That was really the hiccup of Aaron Nola's night, those 2 innings. And I can take that. And Nola's not an ace. He's a 2 and a 3. He's a high or a high 3 and a low 2. And that's what he is. And he pitched okay tonight. He pitched okay. Matt Verlaine would get the Phillies on the board in the top of the 5th by knocking in Bryson Stott with a sac fly. Then Matt Verlaine would double in Bryson Stott in the 7th to make it 2-4. But they failed to move him over. And then in the 8th, Bryson Stott would knock in Bryce Harper to make it 3-4. And that is how the scoring would end in Atlanta tonight. On the offensive individual side of things, Kyle the Bat Schwarber, 1 for fucking 5. Just so freaking done with this guy, man. 1 for 5, yet again leading off. Left runner on base. Just pathetic that we signed him to that contract. Absolutely pathetic. Alec Bohm 1 for 4. Bryce Harper 1 for 4 with a run. JT, as I mentioned, 0 for his last 17 in Atlanta against the Braves. In Atlanta, the man has been gone for his 0 for his last 17. Brandon Marsh 1 for 4. Gene Segura batting in the 6th hole 0 for 4. Bryson Stott 2 for 3, 2 runs and an RBI. I'm giving Bryson Stott my offensive MVP honors for the night. Nick Maton 1 for 4. Matt Verlaine 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. I thought about giving it to him and give it to Stott. On the Braves side of things, Acuna 2 for 4, run, 4 RBIs, homer. Danby Swanson 1 for 4. Austin Riley 1 for 4. Matt Olson 0 for 4. Travis Drummond 2 for 3. And then so on and so forth. And that's how the scoring went down. And that's the numbers right there. On the pitching things, Aaron Nola will fall to 9-12. He got the loss tonight. Went 7 very effective innings with the exception of 2. Gave up 7 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. Struck out 8 and walked 2. Brad Hand pitched an inning, gave up a hit, and did have a strikeout. Jake Ordonez, on his own side, dominated the Phillies 4.5 innings. Yeah, he pitched well. 4.5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was an earned run. Struck out 5, walked 1. Lee, McHugh, Minter, Iglesias, and Jansen would all have to come in and assist the Atlanta Brave cause tonight. Jansen will get the save, and Dylan Lee will pick up the win in this game. And that's how you have 4-3, folks. That is how the Phillies go down in defeat tonight. And I am going to cite a couple things because if you heard me kind of going over that box score, the Phillies used 2 pitchers tonight. Two pitchers, right? Whereas the Braves, we used 3. When was it, 2 or 3? Let me see. I think we used Nelson, right? No, we used 2. All right, 2. So the Braves used 1, 2, 3, 4 pitchers in their starters. So the Braves used 5 pitchers, and the Phillies used 2. Now, for the Phillies on the evening, check out some of these numbers. Phillies left 8 runners on base for the game. 8 runners were stranded on base in total for the game. No scenarios, no situations, just 8 runners. Their now season total is up to 922 runners left on base through 145 games. 922 runners through 145 games. They left 6 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. That total now for the season is up to 509 on the season. 509 runners left on base in 509 runners left in scoring position with 2 outs. Phillies had 8 hits in this game. Their hit total for the season is up to 1,234. They're closing in on 1,300 hits for the season. 1,300 hits. So the problem's not hitting. They're getting the hits. The problem is 509 runners left on base in scoring position with 2 outs and 922 runners left on base in total. Strikeouts. The Phillies as a team tonight struck out 9 times. That now raises their total up to 1,173 team strikeouts on the year and averages out to about 8 strikeouts a game. That number has been pinged at 8 since about June, and it hasn't come down. So we got 1,173 strikeouts. We got 1,234 hits, and we got 509 runners left in scoring position with 2 outs and 922 runners left in base in total. Are you seeing the reasons why we're not winning right now? Are you seeing the reasons why we cannot get a sustained offense? We're getting on, but we're just not able to finish the damn job. We're striking out too much. We're leaving runners in scoring position. We're coming up small time and time again, and it's not over the course of just the last couple of games. It has been the entire friggin' season, and it's got to stop if we want to make a goddamn run. It's got to stop. We're not going to hang out in the playoffs long if we continue to play like this. We're not. We're not. Yep. Yeah, I reported that. I saw that. Dave, he broke his slide in the second, I believe. And yeah, and he just came back up the DL 2 days ago. That's pretty messed up, actually, for the young man. I agree. And Walter mentions that Bailey Falter, the stopgap, the finisher, the man that makes things right in the Phillies rotation, will get the nod tomorrow against Strider. Let's talk about that game a little bit. So that game will happen tomorrow at 1:35. First pitch, Bailey Falter and Spencer Strider. Falter 5-3 with 3.80, and Spencer Strider 10-5, 2.72. Not really what the Phillies need right now. You know, the Phillies are going to have to face a decent pitcher and try to salvage a game in this series before the day off on Monday, before coming home, starting their final homestand of the year against the Blue Jays and the Braves. Wow, talk about going from the frying pan to the fire here. It ain't getting any easier this week. But this is a flash. This is a preview of the playoffs, folks. This is what the Phillies are going to be facing in the next 2.5 weeks, nightly, until they're out of the playoffs. This is how it goes. This is what you want. Man. As far as the Major League Baseball scoreboard, out of town wise, the Phillies entered play tonight with I'm not even going to mention their magic number right now, but the Phillies did enter play with a magic number. So far going on currently in Major League Baseball, the Dodgers are putting it to the Giants 7-2. They're in the top of the 7th. St. Louis is losing to Cincinnati, or they've lost to Cincinnati 5-1, or they beat Cincinnati 5-1. Sorry. Milwaukee beat the Mets 4-1. So here come the Brewers, and the Mets beat the Pirates 5-1. And the Padres, that's right, folks, the Padres have defeated the Arizona Diamondbacks 2-0. So a really bad night in total for the Phillies as they continue to try to push into the playoffs. And this is not what we need. We haven't needed this for a while, and it's getting out of hand. It's getting painful to watch, the offense and the way they go about their business. I ran you some numbers. A team that's struck out, closing in on 1,200 times a season. Also a team that's closing in on 1,300 hits. A team that's also closing in on 1,000 runners left on base. It's just amazing to me. This team's lack the ability to knock drive runners in. It's just absolutely amazing. And I don't have the answer for it. And I don't think the Phillies do either right now. Obviously, this team is not complete. Obviously, we have some pieces, but we're going to have to go out and either get a manager that can teach this team how to hit consistently and drive runners in, or we're going to have to get some slash and dash contact hitters and sprinkle them throughout our lineup next year. Trey Turner would be a one that comes to mind. But in order to take that next step, in order to be the Mets and Braves at the National League East, we're going to have to fix this, because this is a joke. It's a joke the way this team cannot score runs or score runs consistently. It's a joke the way this team cannot knock in runners consistently. And it starts and ends with Schwarber, Castellanos, Harper, Reese Hoskins, JT. It's all them. None of them is immune to this criticism because they all have a hand in it. And I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear about, well, leave Schwarber alone because that's where he's comfortable at. I gives a goddamn where he's comfortable at because right now he's not producing. So I really could care less about his comfort level. He needs to be moved. He's a joke as a leadoff hitter. He's an embarrassment as a leadoff hitter. I'm actually tempted to sit him down for a few games. What is he doing for us right now? What is he doing? He's doing nothing. Folks, that's going to do it for me tonight. And it's been a pleasure and honor, as it is every night, to come here and talk to you. Don't forget, tomorrow I will be back, hopefully, under better circumstances, as the Phillies attempt to avoid the sweep at the hands of the Braves and try to salvage a game before heading into the much needed, not deserved, but needed day off on Monday. Until we talk again, it's going to be the great fixer, the great healer, Bailey Falter, taking them out for the Phillies tomorrow. Until we talk again, go Phils.